Now here we have come to the last part of the chapter, reproduction in flowering plant. So here the concluding part is the seed and the fruit structure. So this seed and the fruit structure we would be discussing in a very shortcut way. Very detailed we won't be dealing here because that is a part of the morphology. So we won't be dealing it now. So see, seeds and fruits. In the previous class we had done how the seed is formed, and that is post fertilization events. Now here you see what is seeds. Seeds are basically the ovule changes into the seed. Ovule changes into the seed. And what is the seed coat? The integuments changes into seed coat, the embryo and the cotyledons. Now here cotyledons, basically cotyledons in flowering plant has been divided into two. One is a dicot and another is monocot. A dicot plant has two cotyledons and monocot has a single cotyledon. All angiosperm, especially the dicot, here it is characteristics by double fertilization. Now here we have already done that the polar nucleus is fertilized by the male gamete and it forms three ends. So that is known as double fertilization. And here the egg, now again the two cotyledons has been, the seed having two cotyledons has been divided into two. One is albuminous or endospermic seed and non-endospermic or ex-albuminous seed. So basically all grams, pea, gram, beans, all the pulses, they come under non-albuminous or endospermic seed. And endospermic seed, the example is castor. These are examples. Now here for the monocotyledonous, again it has been categorized into non-endospermic and endospermic seed. Non-endospermic seed, this is a very common example of orchid. It is very short-lived. And endospermic seed, they are example of maize, wheat and rice. Basically this is very important. Why endosperm is important? Because endosperm actually supplies the nourishing material to the seed. Now here are certain terms you can see. Now fruit. What is fruit? Fruit is basically the fertilized ovary. Now from the fruit, if a fruit develops from a single ovary of a single flower, we call it as a simple fruit. For example, mango. Now, multiple pistil of a single flower, they develop into a fruit, and that is known as a aggregate fruit. That is known as multiple pistil. The example, jackfruit. And now you see complete inflorescence goes and develop into a fruit, that is known as composite fruit. An example is custard apple. And any other part of the plant, if develops into a fruit, we call it as a false fruit. Example, apple. Now the edible part of the apple is not the ovary, it is the overgrown thalamus. So that is why it is known as a false fruit. Now you see, now this general structure of fruit, it's again a part, types of fruit is again a part of the morphology. We won't be dealing in this chapter. Now another important topic is parthenocarpic fruit. Now what is parthenocarpic fruit? Now it is formed from unfertilized ovary. That means parthenocarpy, basically it is a process in which the fruit develop from the ovary but fertilization is not there. For example, in natural parthenocarpy, we have an example of banana. Basically they are seedless variety because seed is formed only if the male gamete fuses with the ova and the polar nucleus. So then only the seed will be formed. So in banana it is a natural parthenocarpy, and this is not, because this is not a part of reproduction. They perform the function of vegetative propagation. They reproduce through the rhizome. So it is not in a seed formation. Okay. And grapes is an artificial parthenography. Original parthenography, the original grapes earlier was seeded variety, but seed was a nuisance to a grape. The modern grapes what we eat is a parthenocarpic fruit and it has been artificially developed. So with this we come to the end of we come to the end of this chapter, sexual reproduction in flowering plant. So in our next class I would be starting a fresh new topic of sexual reproduction in animals, and we would be beginning with sperm formation, that is known as spermiogenesis.